Yeah, Aswand, Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Pablo Picasso famously once said, actually, before I get into today's Move Swiftly thought, recording this July 4th, 2024, I make mistakes just like everybody else out there. Yesterday, I misquoted, I realized I misquoted myself. When I said it was June 3rd, it was actually July 3rd, all right? So want to make sure I come on today and own up to that minor mistake and give you a little lesson on public speaking. Been doing this for years now. I still find myself making mistakes. I actually have an entire episode on this on the feed that you may be listening to, which is the Move Swiftly podcast, in which I talked about, some major public speakers like the Steve Harveys of the world, the John Maxwells of the world, where I've heard them make mistakes while they're on stage or while they're on an audio recording or whatever it is. And it's important for you to just keep it moving regardless and put your stuff out there so people know that, hey, you are human and you are not perfect, all right? So I want to make sure I relay that message as I wish you guys a happy Independence Day, happy July 4th, and all that good stuff, all right? Now, as far as today's Move Swiftly thought, let me go back to what I was initially starting to say, which is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was Pablo Picasso who once said, every child is an artist. The problem is when the child grows up, do they remain an artist, or something to that effect. I probably don't have the quote directly, but it's something to the effect that when you grow up, do not lose the gift of being an artist, all right? It was something like the challenge is, will this child remain an artist when they grow up, or something to that effect, all right? And living proof example of it, all right? Today's Move Swiftly thought is all about is actually going to be a living proof example of why that is actually very important, because I had an experience very similar to what Pablo Picasso was referring to when he made that quote, or when that quote became viral or became famous, or whatever it is you want to call it, right? So again, for those of you who do not know, I do teach at an art integrated school by the name of Center for Creative Education, and we're a year-round school. We go at it. We're there pretty much every single day. We got classes going on all the time, which again, in my opinion, is a positive thing for the students. It's a positive thing for the parents to introduce them to year-round school earlier and get rid of this idea of a summer vacation or being able to take 3 months off of learning and all that other nonsense that the whole public school education system puts out there and shoots out to people as if that's the norm, to go and take 3 months off of whatever it is you're doing. But again, we won't even get that conversation started. Have an entire article written about it. Just go look it up, all right? It's titled "How the Idea of Summer Vacation is Ruining Student Development" by yours truly, Aswand, Cruickshank, all right? As far as why it is important is because one of the things that we do, especially during the school year, and we do it especially in the summertime, we really put a focus on our teaching artists, right? So it was 2 days ago, it was Tuesday, we had a teaching artist come in and teach the kids about how to make collages. And she brought in a bunch of magazines, and she had the kids fill out a questionnaire about things that they liked, and they were responsible for taking these pictures out of the magazines and creating a collage that was similar to the questionnaire, the answers that they had on the questionnaire, and they were going to make a collage about themselves, pick certain things out, all that good stuff. Really great things for young people to learn in regards to getting to know themselves, in regards to figuring out what it is they're about, what they like, what are the things that they're going to be passionate about, all that stuff. Really good habits to build in young people, right? So as maybe I say 85 to 90% of the time, when I do have time, I actually myself decide to do the projects too. Depending on what the project is, I actually like making collages and doing artwork and stuff like that. It's something that actually intrigues me. So I decided, hey, what the hell? Let me get one in. Let me make my little collage. Let me get in the game a little bit, right? So I didn't follow the same rules. I didn't fill out a questionnaire or anything like that. I just kind of was looking through all the magazine photos and see what kind of hit me, just looking at some artwork, powerful artwork that was fairly powerful to me, right? So I saw this gentleman. It was a black boy, and all you saw was his face and kind of an afro. His back was turned. You just saw back of his head and his back, and he's sitting down on a stool. And I just looked at that, and it just kind of spoke to me. I don't know, I can't tell you how, but it kind of spoke to me a little bit. Maybe it's because of situation I'm in. Again, I'm one of the few male teachers there, and in fact, no, I'm the only male teacher. No, yeah, one of the very few male teachers there. And, maybe it spoke to me in regards to sometimes I got to bite my tongue during meetings. I don't know. It just spoke to me. And I saw a pair of eyes, like a pair of angry eyes that really, really hit home, because again, seeing that, black boy who's got his back turned, he's a little upset. And then if he had eyes in the back of his head, there's angry eyes, stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I like that. So I cut out the piece of anger, cut out the angry eyes, and then put it on the back of his head. And I'm like, man, that's really powerful. It really spoke to me. But then as I'm looking through all the other magazines, I'm seeing different eyes. It's older eyes. It's, Eye of the Tiger. It's the, I believe it was like an African mask, those eyes. So I just started cutting the eyes out and putting them all over the back. And then finally, the last piece was when I saw two little girls sleeping, and I put it at the bottom of it, and that was my collage. And again, it just spoke to me. It started out as me just creating something in which, somebody has eyes in the back of their head, they're hearing the things that they're seeing when people are talking to them about it. But then I asked other, teaching artists, I asked other people that were fairly experts, I don't want to call them experts, but have experience in art and stuff like that. And one of them was like, because she's a mother, she recognized, they're watching over the kids sleep and all that stuff. And all of that, I'm saying, I'm getting to a point, trust me, just stay with me on this, all right? I'm saying all this to let you know, again, the bottom line to everything was I created an interpretive art piece, all right, interpretive artwork. And this is very important for all of us to understand, because when you're going out and especially for you business owners that regularly tune into my work, this creative niche, this way of thinking is incredibly valuable to the work you do and how you put your message out there, how you go and market your brand, how you build your brand, how you go and put together a staff, who you outsource with, who you hire, who you employ to do certain things that you don't feel like doing yourself, or the things that you enjoy doing yourself. Again, all of that is based up into interpretation of what's going to be lucrative for your shareholder, or going to be beneficial for your clients and your customers. And you need to have that creative outlet so you're able to make better decisions, as opposed to trying to make decisions that made somebody else successful. This is the value of remaining an artist when you grow up and when you develop and when you have been given the responsibility to make decisions as an adult. That's why Pablo Picasso's words were so powerful and were so important for everyone to understand. All right. So the main point from all my rambling is make sure you're getting out and creating some sort of creative outlet for you to explore some of the things that you enjoy doing, so you're able to make better decisions for your business. All right. All that being said, again, happy 4th. Enjoy the day. Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, it's makeyourmove.com. That's makeyourmove.com. One-stop shop for all your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand, Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.